Lagos hummed, a constant, vibrant song. Yellow Danfo buses blared their horns. They raced down crowded streets. Hawkers shouted their wares. Their voices mixed with loud music. The air was thick with the smell of petrol and roasting plantain and the sweat of a million lives. Sade walked through this chaos. She felt like a ghost. The city moved. She stood still. Her heart was a heavy stone. It was heavy with missing Akin. Every sound seemed to echo his absence. Every sight was a reminder of shared laughter, now gone. Her days were a slow march, from her small flat to her job, then back again. The city's energy was a sharp contrast. It contrasted with the quiet ache inside her. She saw couples holding hands. Their joy was a bright light. It shone on her own loneliness. She remembered Akin's hand in hers, strong and warm. Now her own hand felt cold. Lagos was a city of dreams. For Sade, it held only echoes, echoes of a love far away. She tried to find comfort in the familiar rhythm, but the rhythm was off. It was missing a beat, Akin's beat. She often remembered a day spent with Akin at Bar Beach. The waves crashed, the wind blew his laughter towards her. He had bought her sweet, sticky chin-chin. They had watched the sun dip into the Atlantic. It painted the sky orange and purple. Even then, Lagos was noisy, but his presence made it a symphony. Now the noise was just noise. It was a harsh, empty sound. The memory was vivid. It was painful. It was a beautiful, sharp thing she held close, a treasure and a torment. The weight of his absence grew. It settled in her bones. Some days it was a dull throb. Other days it was a sharp, sudden pain, like a hidden wound touched by accident. The city's relentless pace seemed to mock her. It urged her to move on, to forget. But how could she forget? Akin was a part of her, like the air she breathed, like the blood in her veins. Lagos, with all its life, felt empty. It was a vibrant shell, hollow without him. Her heart yearned. It longed for a sign, for a whisper, for him. Sade had a small balcony garden. It was her escape, her sanctuary. Here the city's noise faded. It became a distant hum. She had pots of hibiscus, bright red and vibrant pink. Ferns unfurled their delicate fronds. A stubborn bougainvillea climbed the railing. It reached for the sun. This small patch of green was her peace. It was a quiet place, a place to breathe, a place to remember Akin. She tended to her plants with care. Each leaf, each flower was precious. It was a connection to life, to beauty. Many plants held memories of Akin. He had given her the first hibiscus, a tiny sapling. Like our love, he had said, it will grow strong and beautiful. They had planted the basil seeds together, their fingers touching in the cool earth. He loved the scent of fresh basil. She would crush a leaf sometimes. The fragrance would bring him back, so close, so painfully close. The garden was more than plants. It was a living diary, a testament to their shared moments, a promise of his return. She watered them. She spoke to them, as if they could carry her messages to him. One humid afternoon, her phone buzzed. An unknown number, a short, cryptic message. Ikoyi Botanical Garden, tomorrow, 3 o'clock, come alone. Just one letter. Her heart leaped. Then it hammered against her ribs. Could it be? Akin? After all these months of silence, months of whispered prayers, the message was abrupt. It was mysterious. It held no warmth, but the initial, A. It had to be him. Hope, sharp and sudden, pierced through her melancholy. It was a fragile, fluttering thing, a butterfly in a storm. Fear followed quickly. Why the secrecy? Why come alone? Lagos could be a dangerous place. But the thought of seeing Akin, of hearing his voice, of feeling his touch, it overshadowed every doubt, every fear. She read the message again and again. Her fingers trembled. Ikoyi Botanical Garden, a place they had talked about visiting, a place of peace, of beauty. Was this it? Was her waiting finally over? She decided she would go. She had to go. Her love for him was a compass. It pointed her forward, towards him, towards the unknown. The journey to Ikoyi Botanical Garden was a blur. Her mind raced, her palms were damp. The air inside the Keiki Napep was hot, but she barely noticed. She saw the tall trees, the green fence, the entrance to the garden. It felt like stepping into another world. Lagos City was left behind. Here, a hush prevailed. Birdsong replaced the blare of horns. The scent of damp earth and flowers filled the air. It was a calm place, a serene haven. She walked slowly. Her eyes scanned the pathways, the shaded groves, searching, hoping. And then she saw him. He stood near a giant silk cotton tree. His back was to her, but she knew that silhouette, that proud set of his shoulders. Akin, she whispered. The name was a prayer on her lips. He turned, slowly, as if sensing her presence. Their eyes met. Time stopped. The world around them dissolved. There was only him, his dear face, thinner perhaps, lines of worry around his eyes, but it was him. Her Akin. A wave of emotion washed over her, relief, joy, and overwhelming love. It threatened to buckle her knees. She moved. He moved. They met in the middle of the path. His arms went around her, pulling her close, so close. She buried her face in his chest, breathing in his familiar scent, a scent she had longed for, dreamed of. He held her tightly, as if he would never let go. Words were not needed, not yet. The silence was filled with unspoken emotions, with the beat of their hearts, reunited, together. The garden seemed to hold its breath, witnessing their silent, powerful reunion. It was a moment suspended in time, perfect, pure. Slowly, they drew apart, but their hands remained clasped. His eyes searched hers, filled with a mixture of love and something else, something she could not quite name. A shadow. Sade, he said. His voice was deeper than she remembered, huskier. You came. She nodded, tears welling in her eyes, tears of happiness. I knew it was you, she managed. A smile touched his lips, a beautiful, sad smile. I had to see you, he said. I had to come back. The joy of the reunion was tinged. A faint unease began to creep into her heart. Something was different. Something was unspoken. They found a quiet bench, hidden by flowering shrubs. The vibrant colors of the garden surrounded them, but a different mood settled between them. Akin's earlier joy seemed to fade. A seriousness took its place. He held her hand tightly. His gaze was intense. Sade, he began, his voice low. It is not just for love that I returned. Her heart tightened. The faint unease she had felt now grew stronger. She looked at him, waiting. Fear began to prickle at the edges of her happiness. The serenity of the garden felt fragile, threatened. There is danger, he continued. His words were soft, but they landed like heavy stones. Someone means to harm you, to harm us. He did not give details, not yet. He spoke of whispers he had heard, of threats that had reached him even far away. He had come back to protect her. His eyes showed his fear, not for himself, but for her. Sade listened. The world seemed to tilt. The beautiful flowers, the peaceful birdsong, all receded. There was only Akin's voice, his grave words, and the cold grip of fear. This was not the reunion she had imagined. For a moment she felt a chilling fear, the kind that froze the blood. Lagos, a city of millions, suddenly felt sinister. Unseen enemies lurked in its shadows, but then she looked at Akin, at his determined face, his protective gaze, and her fear began to transform. It became a quiet resolve. He had come back for her. He was here. They were together. She trusted him, completely. What do we do? She asked. Her voice was steady, stronger than she felt. She would not crumble. Not now. Not when he needed her to be strong too. Akin looked at her, a flicker of relief in his eyes. He squeezed her hand. We face it together, he said. Your love gives me strength, Sade. Our love. A small smile touched her lips. Yes, their love. It had bridged distance. It had survived silence. It would be their shield now, their weapon. The future was uncertain. The path ahead, dangerous. But they would walk it together, hand in hand. Their bond, forged in laughter and longing, now tempered by looming peril. In the heart of Lagos, amidst its beauty and its dangers, their love was a dangerous, defiant bloom, stronger than any shadow,